How Farouk Yabian Papa, international diplomatic consultant. How Bakwaba? Now, what to say?
Okay.
I don't ask what calm me down, be okay.
But I'm always calm.
And they are no correct. But not the night calm.
Maybe today is Monday.
Sir, at the Mondays, Yana,
you start the week very silent, quiet, and then you proceed.
Quick one, and then Komwa ye no. Ye won diplomatic circles, you would dear grow more chenny and ye. Before the president, you will baby, no, ye become advanced team coho and Komo Koso, and now president, sorry, no to play a drew a year crubiso.
Oh, normal practices say there's always advanced team. Some countries we are own team advanced team in cohort. If you are not a representative, a mission ambassador. So ambassador in Nuha, if you are general consulate. So only general consulate or honorary consulate. So only honorary consulate and only general consulate and only be a mission be our almost share the plenipotentiary ambassador or what region. In the case of Ghana, Serbia, Ghana ni beko Romania, and as a president ko Romania. Ghana ni representative of Romania, name of the ambassador in Czech Republic, or beko. So Ghana president ko Kosovo, the one in charge, any Ukraine money at Adeno, Czech Republic or beko. Under normal circumstances, and it is correct, say, President Beko Bebiano, there's advanced party. In the case of Ghana, any other neighboring countries, surprisingly, something that I've addressed is even needless. Such as Ghana, or only two hours from Togo, and or just only 1 hour flight from Burkina Faso, and also just only 2 hours from 1.5 from Niger, 1.5 from Mali, 3 hours to Senegal. There's no pointer as a two missions across the West African region just to make abnormal use of money for nothing. It's a President Beko Bebia. It is just the normal practice. Obama an advanced team ako. In your countries in no money ko. And I'm saying say if Ghana president Kotogwa, I don't think say will be here that much of an advanced team. Name on the security detail there. They can go there. Apart from that, the embassy on the ground, Accra is just only a phone call away. They will be able to arrange. And it depends what kind of a visit. Visit in Ibioha a state visit. State visit in Ibiko a full day and I say 48 hours and I 72 hours. Unfortunately, our African countries are a bit disaster. Leonardo state visit with the entire government machinery to China. It could be 6 working days, which is unheard of. You understand? The whole cabinet, everybody.
What did the whole cabinet call? The only person, China.
The only person left in the country was vice president. Under normal circumstances, you don't do that. What does it? Nothing stops you from doing that. But then part of
your normal practice.
It's not a normal practice. I bet me the government, the whole government.
What do you call it?
It's a begging paradise. What does it? And that is what it normally be the case. Until President Betukwaya, yes, an advanced party call.
In your case, is President Bakudru Hono. Na officials of the country be hostile towards him say yanchiao wabaya yempese no be chia ne de keka ho.
I don't know the case you're referring, but then under normal circumstances, if the officials will not accept him, and I said the officials enchiano in that case as you are referring to, and I say
in the case of Burkina, say Kufuado ko ye na one no a day yesi bosa instead of so be chia ne nsemu. Why that? Okay,
me fan say what Traore is a young man. He's created a certain style. You can call it in the presidential style. Sebia on chair. And predominantly since Obayeno, the only person that in my mind watching in him was only the president of the Republic of
Russia,
Putin. Aside that, all ECOWAS members, he has met Europeans, he has met other dignitaries. German economic minister was in the country. It was the same fashion. On fat Nensanchia. Well, some people would attribute it say ebia on so no say be quote unquote Beni Burkina ni juju no. But it could also be just only a harmless lifestyle as a president. Or no so ma or they identify and say na oye. What about Mobutu Sese Seko? What about Kwame Nkrumah? What about other leaders in the past, in the East, in the West, even in Asia? A big crowd walking stick. Instead so bechian or peja walking stick in the shasro. It happened in the your friend is saying Idi Amin. No, yes, I didn't. Instead so bechia was crowd walking stick we are no lifting. That is also a sign of respect or demand. Into every president have their own lifestyle. The French culture, French presidents when they meet French to French, Ouattara emiti ebia Burkina Faso and Ouattara emiti
foreign Yasimbe.
On faninsa and chanism, they hold their shoulders and use their head, the right side first and then the left side, and then they hit with their forehead. That is the symbolic of how the French president greet each other. And predominantly, a French force so a style. Ubi a odono and ubi a man respecting. Omushiawa, I do that all the time with my French friends. A mema, and yes, not my man ya chumsa. Also, ni shoulder, no so den say guabeti. No dignity, no dignity, no dinsen. That is the kind of. Say. What about other countries? They hit at the back. Say, Oko East African, they hit at the back, they hit at the front, and they also shoulder. And so not necessarily say, and Chiana, and Semno, mostly typically, country or yes, I will use more. Yes, Europeans and yes, sir. But Europeans will share almost diplomatic greetings, sir. Also on Sassin, Bunsa or so what they say. That is the European style. That shows a kind of a respect. Say we are together. What else? Because Nensani or the way some Amensana day and we couldn't even find some same. So Europeans always greet presidentially. No one say was on inside.
Does this signify anything? Greetings. The ATM Busan said there was this point where Donald Trump, former president of America, Ushia Meghan Merkel. What she announced Meghan Yin is a woman in Sana or the Sukrem. So France President Macron at some point in Sokoye Wachiano and the war gripping and not Uja Fonso gripping pa. Does it signify anything?
Yes, one say in the diplomatic circles, especially presidents, I'm sorry to use the word, only a funny kakra. What does it? And the business need be a very strong rapport. A bua woman and for what does it? And to Mushia, there's this kind of energies beer. They forget themselves about diplomacy and do it in the extreme. Omuko extra mile. Share Obi to say Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton and Yasser Arafat. Bill Clinton and then late Ishaq Rabin. Both of them. If you had ever seen Clinton or President Biasem no have a handshaker. In my view, all the time, much of Kennedy. But Clinton is the most loving American president in the history of UK, United States, when it comes about diplomacy and how he relates with other friends. There were times he grips. What I say? Which is even very unusual. What I say? Very unusual. And they say, Obi they are greeting, meaning say, each one of them know I expect it. Say be obishiano. And I say no me namfo on the background. And I say nkomobia omadi. No I promising say meba. And when they meet her, and engineer say behind closed doors. It didn't a presidents me no abane official countries me no. Secret be no bet ebu oha omi enu tumi tuom ho prum. The security ni ho. The chief advisor ni ho bia no mtu.
Atonkomo papa.
Omo bring komo. Omo di omo guys nkomo da bia. Omo ye bibia. What I say? And ya na country by country and into diplomatic relations and yamani me break and even presidential homes in Bioha. So call some of the presidential houses country be any other country, America for instance, any UK. Omo history said the visiting president oba ubejina u colleague and I say u host ubejana right. Country bu abijana left. All those things teachings people have to know it. That is how it is. More personal, interpersonal relations, and also so almost friendship, it determine the way greedy. But standard there, a normal thing.
Yeah, through on that, and ye name common for a year. Our Wahab Farouk, our international diplomatic consultant, and our exchange commo, and a bedding commo post independence, the direction of this country. Maybe I have been doing Hifakran Yeko. Yabeshe eno na yewia yabusa no abanano yese anti-gay diaben be fa hinkosi he na finance ministry atworo krata de akoma president say president men sign and you be saying we are the police, the role of the police in Ghana and the ometimi to correct the system yene Wahab. But mamini can musal sa question, is it done say any country finance ministry betimi atworo krata say parliament pass mra as a president assent the finance ministry say no president don't sign this bill. Is it done in any way?
It's the first time I'm to be in my world. It's the very first time, and I'm sorry to use the word say it will be, and it takes only lazy finance ministry no be say juman. Finance ministry we a ministry, you are represented, and I say a janemu, and I say yes, you are represented in the parliament. Finance ministry, you are represented in the parliament. What does it mean? What it means is that your financial committee or ministerial committee or president a parliament are a finance. So parliamentary
that's finance committee
or finance.
Select on
yes.
finance. Okay.
Into one casa we are represented. And then one casa energy, root source of energy no also free a whole. Your decisions a hot nessa will no more discuss. Now LGBTQ plus. Me, I don't care what somebody does with his life or not. It is a bill. A bill no. And yamina me propose here and yamina me design here. I'm not part of the proponents. Now bill no a certain individual or ye parliamentarian and or say or ye Ghana family value bill. And now ono ankasa ye MP in parliament. Now Afrifa, he being an MP in parliament. Now we design a bill. Now a tossed bill no on the floor of the parliament. Now you what 275 parliamentarians. I can't one bill no was for 3 good years uninterrupted. 3 years. Bajo me. 3 years no me debate no. I'm a bill na etima be do conclusions. I'm not be do passing. Now, what Ghanaians refuse to understand is the bill now you sign and also my passing, even though President enya then one passing into law by signing or assenting into that. To me, the bill was designed by a private individual called an MP, but the bill was passed by MPP administration.
Because they have majority in parliament.
What are we talking about here? NDC for 137, MPP 138, making 275. Is it crowd
the idea coffee and free? As for Subai, Wakotna Canada, and to 136.
136. It is a 136, and I'm what 138. Granting say the whole NDC parliamentarians voted in support of the bill. Say nipa 3 or 5 across the free MPP side at the core. Echo support her. The bill was never in any case passed by NDC minority. Technical common sense understanding means that when the bill was being discussed, everywhere attention is needed.
Me too.
Because I'm addressing you and addressing the public. The bill was discussed for 3 uninterrupted years. In Femi and San Omka bill no one debate na cause for parliament. Debate na cause for parliament. MPP for whom and NDC for whom. Yenim the MPP for ni bikaye, and yenim the NDC for ni bikaye. And at that time, now there was somebody called Osechi Mensah Bonsu, or a majority leader.
That's true.
Osechi Mensah Bonsu, or a minister of parliamentary affairs. Meboa.
That's true.
And you want majority caucuses, and you want majority whip, etc. And to debate for 3 years, they could tell Omwa no support a bill no against, and Omwa support. And in this case, if the government of MPP and if the parliament of MPP, the majority, didn't want the bill to go through to the sense, or no finance ministry, which I'm going to go there, what do they have to do? The majority leader, any parliamentary minister, any majority caucus in the whip, whatever, they do what is called Congress or parliamentary lobbying. Nanko omun lobby omun members, you have to give them the money.
Which is a normal practice.
Normal practice everywhere. American lobby. Now omunja bill no. Nanye naked. Se bill ne be naked. Ness is not passed. The matter magana carry. There's no bill. Nemo mwa kasa mo members ni bi. Just says nipa tempe. The 10 forms part of the majority, and that is the incumbent government. Aban or tesu MPP aban. In the say nipa 10, and a koka MP NDC for no, and won't sign a bill now. Nobody should say that bill was not signed and as was not passed by MPP government. The bill technically was passed by MPP. Because you didn't do your homework.
Because you need to test majority of parliament to be able to pass a bill.
To pass, and if they were able to convince you, you don't tend to be say why ostrich. Now we play that hypocritical game. They say in another breath, so another breath, so. Yes, you can pass it. They are passing. Now look at the interesting scenario. Now you Ministry of Finance,
right?
And carefully. It was not authored by a minister of finance because there was none. It was not authored by a deputy minister of finance. They didn't. They said the ministry. Who is talking here? When they communicated to the Ghana government, and I've said, and I'm saying, on this note, said the ministry blackmailing the president of the Republic of Ghana using this particular, useless defense. Because what are you supposed to do? And then that's all he has ministry. The Ministry of Finance, Wajuma, look at the economies of the country. How your finance or banking under you. Anything that has to do with financials, a ministry, Ghana for pay Juma, now all pay 2,000 cedis loan. No bank, Kromha, or my loan, or my overdraft of 2,000 cedis. But Uko Kumasi, my funeral loan. These are some of the works as a ministry. What we say Ghanaian farmers, what we say cocoa na and the discover krumano. How fair and how much and what mama any bank et mama cocoa farmers kase on juma. You've never done that. You've never given anything that has to do with financial resources. Say, your group of boys be and I guess be on my inventory. The Ministry of Finance, anything in this country goes into the finance. Anything in this country goes into the finance. Every ministry in the root finance, because we are not talking about water. We are talking about what money. And it's a one your ministry and a bill echoes to parliament. When did the Ministry of Finance be a parliamentarian as a body? And as a Minister of Finance, also by parliamentary affairs as a body. About a represented. Now, if they were smart enough, like I said, who committee, finance committee, or Komunko raised this issue.
Parliamentary Select Committee on Finance.
On Finance, raised this issue. Now, interestingly, you didn't make anything. One can be rather than to say IMF.
IMF
a certain tranche. And what does it tell you? It tells you, IMF no facility no mkoje no. There were conditions a ministry in failure to let the Ghanaians know. There were conditions that the ministry didn't tell Ghanaians, and for that matter, the Minister of Finance at that time, said, if there are clauses and was shielded off from the public to read, and under that clauses, raise it to the president, say, so Sania Ghana, SYZ. It means they have already signed a clause against that man because that Ghana were desperate.
Because the negotiations in a way.
Why negotiations in a way?
And after you pass a bill.
And you pass a bill.
What has that got to do with IMF negotiations?
Affect that negotiations? And technically, there were certain things I was signing. One can't share me, but I'm asking, and I'm asking again. Say, Ministry of Finance, a country over more than 15 natural mineral resources in commercial volumes. Would there be no beef and no problem and no headache? Say, this country you've made it per their statement, and my naked just say the only thing that the ministry knows is only to depend on aid, grant, facility, and loans. And it's a when your loan be not such a country now to make a beg for 3 billion out of the 3 billion into who instructor or president. Come on, it's so sad, eh? It's the blackmail of the blackmail in the history of the world.
What sir?
So blackmailing the president. because of new weaknesses our ministry, because of weak policies, because of weak administration, because of weak management of the Ghanaian economy. Who feel say IMF is 3 billion what Ghana needs to live on? It's 3 billion. That Ghana's destiny has to hang on 3 billion. What does it mean? Say tomorrow, so IMF be catch Ghana say my flag no red, gold, green, and I'm a black and woman. Is that what you are coming to tell me? I don't have anything with the LGBTQ bill that has been passed. Let me tell you, LGBTQ plus, diplomats no, we have been tolerating them, and I'm saying this among commission service and diplomats a backroom ha or a bema or any bema deneba. Is Ghana not giving them visas? We've been giving. Diplomat, we give them all the time.
Diplomats be do more.
Oba because members mean to me body. Do yonko or oba or the neyeba or the neyeba. Spouse visa. The mawum. It is not even an issue. Sagan of winning. And then let me come on the issue. Say Sam George na only cry this proposals need this a design of LGBTQ anti any buy. Yanko Frep Sam George, Infinity Accra. Is Sam George telling me and you and Ghanaians say Sam George onimbi and onimbi. Even Sam George in the Ghanaian society need the war Ghana for his city. Ya pay and no. Sam George cannot even bring one person out say minim say nipa we saying or your activists in Tian Kukuno. Meba George say. And this bill na ye who did no. What we are trying to say ni say and I say they are trying to say ni say okay broni dia no see anya in the street is so open. And I say no, it does not mean say Saudi Arabia. It does not mean say Jerusalem. It does not mean say Mecca. You need even gays. We have numbers of Arabian gays, but where do they have the Sharia? Sharia is in Saudi. Sharia in Qatar, Kuwait, other countries including Sudan. Are you telling me that Sudan will need gay or what? But the point is that what the bill seeks to do and attract and say and yan abontin say afeno yankwe marital home na marriage office no e bia be ma bare be ma. That is what the bill is seeking. Na no nche say Ghana ni bi betima kase Ghana ni bi say yenim yes schools ye o ma ya still going on churches ye masjid maybe e bi koso but obi anu wa akoso obi mu say o yesi and this bill no kra ba me they have to tone it down. Communication through the foreign ministry, communications, interior, communications, and the government in the poor, and then I'm a brofono. Any abria, Omufi said, we are intimidated. Omaya, ya a coward. How? Say, finance ministry, Ube involved on Adia parliament. Now what parliament? What government? Now government in a majority. Now government at Tinaho. One man lobbying the members. I'm woman Japa bill. Na Oma ko sign bill na wia. Oma pass a bill na wia. Who start turning around to tell your president say, "Who sign a bill na Ghana will be in what?"
Meanwhile, you could lobby behind.
You could have done that.
But our have and no from the 80s, the 70s, IMF through a policy and aid. One more control countries in some way somehow the sub-Saharan African. Is it not true? Say one more yes, sir.
I'm sure I did. IMF only currency be IMF currency.
Right.
IMF only bank be a baby sika. What is IMF standing for? Why IMF comes with those laws and they say those who have deposits with IMF,
which we
financiers are more sika with IMF no. Individual financiers, most of them are either LGBTQ activists because most of them will scar. IMF for them Kofosika na year juma. Me metim disika koma IMF. Send me the $2.2 billion a Bermonfania juma. Me ankasa me this says can koma IMF no me am country team ko kobabosia. And these are the team and these are the people are omo the conditions ama IMF say. Samuji sikana yeso ye promote ye de sika ma mo de year juma. Nemom say country bi ba jiskana. Sa nyama we no. Mon fantache because time Ghana pay 3 billion no be a twetwe no ho ye pa German for che so make German minister ba onko pa che China onko pa che e bia na activists bi e kura na se group bi no mdi sika no come IMF say look here ye sika wa ha ye mfa nya hwe Monfama Ghana, name on conditions we. And it tells you completely clear, say, the Ministry of Finance or sign that agreement, say, Yajisikana, you be make sure, says I bill no passive. It is simple as that, because it makes no common sense in the history of the world, financial sense. It doesn't make governance sense. Obakacha was sitting president. Now, Shen in Makacha and say, Sawoko sign we are, says Sika we yenya, inti ukoko umfanyashi, ugo umfanyashi. Insuayenom has money more than gold. Umfa gold in yashi. And you don't need anything, you can't do anything. Your hands are in the air. Is that what they are telling us? Now, a day now, and now as a government and as a ministry, let me call it the ministry. The government has done that in here. Ministry now can say Timashishe ama the Ghanaian etimenyes kaso di kwako yejuma. Ministry then what Timashishe ama Ghanaian banks. Some more Ghanaian loan now open up the economy. I want training just about say when they work collateral. Everyone know collateral. South Africa don't give collateral. A lot of countries of the world, they don't give any collateral. Now, a country, a population is about almost close to 40 million. We are bigger than Holland, Belgium, and Luxembourg combined in terms of population size. I remember some years ago in the 90s, Ghana ko Bobusia Holland, $680,000. Can you imagine?
How did we get here? Post-colonial era,
Yes.
drew a pointer. Even your boy Hobra, how did we get here?
And is the lazy economy. And he said, Minister of Finance be a dinner. I can remember, say, Osafo Mafo under President Kufuor. The country, to some extent, it got to a point that you can ask from Ghanaian banks. They had excesses and even money. I will be they were calling people to come for loan because there was a large stock of CDs availability. Post-economy, post-independence. Your country, Ghana, no, you play politics. It is not the way and the key of life for a country to prosper. You don't play politics. Pragmatic solutions, any practicality, and only niyama, that is the way. What are the pragmatic and the practicals? The practicals is yen believe say a juma nesi beye farmer one na ono na di ska etukro same table so. O doctor Timiko your friend saying or the demonstration. Ghanaian judges omitima call demonstration. Judicial call the demonstration. Students call demonstration. Market women crowd no call demonstration. Drivers, tanker drivers call demonstration. The only group of persons and individuals our call demonstration Ukruma is the cocoa farmers and Ghanaian farmers. So what does it tell you? These are a group of individuals. Obian recognizing their presence, but without them, you and I, we are not sitting here. Yes or no?
That's true.
Thank you. And it said, who are farmer? Our farms, clinic crowds so many be, road so many be, ne bus school crowd many be, ne manina omasiashi. Excuse me, but that's the reality because president continue to be manaba. I getting me. Farmer be aba, cocoa farmer be and the body chocolate that or you chocolate to Johnny. What is them? Do pay Coca-Cola no panum. All these things confront you, and to compare who to la Côte d'Ivoire. Is that how they do there? No. Compare who to Ecuador. A cocoa farming country. Is that what they do there? No. And what do you have to do? In the Ministry of Finance, so BBA, don't go into the parliament politics. Confirm so. Nama wo technical team. Nanka wonu omo nkwotenase ene wo Ministry of Agric. Na musa what best that these people they can ombetima produce more enya more beans near tona country in the action. You don't rather lower yourself and sit in the ministry and sit in your offices. Now we are yama chauffeur driven, yama police guard, no matter mo land cruisers, no matter can't wow president aye nyina to abade amano, wow government aye part, wow government or didn't one more or less or supervises that ministry. You turn around to come and tell the president say once you. Now where we are today is the fact say Ghanaians, your ministers, finance ministry for that matter, on share that say a business ministry, agric ministry on your business ministry, Ministry of Trade on your business ministry, Ministry of Sports on your business ministry. All the ministries now all what they are doing is they are playing only politics. And what does it mean? What it means is that your concentration in this country post-independent, because Ghana is also among the sub-Saharan and the entire world. The first country when you independence and the next day when you opposition.
The first country when you independence.
That very day
Ghana
independent. The same day we had opposition. And you play that abnormal politics. And the Ghanaians are versatile and very clever in political dispensations.
But not
and
governance.
for that matter, not governance. And in Tina Africa, gateway to Africa. Watch my Ben was if you any there. Gateway is when I'm coming to your house, the one sitting at the gate, call himself watchman, or if you're. So you have sat down and still calling gateway to Africa. Gateway. We're talking about destinations in Africa.
Not the gateway.
Not the gateway.
FM.
So that narration should stop. And to some mentality na team, gateway na Burkina or build gateway Gabon wa build gateway na Namibia, gateway and na your friends say Botswana. Countries are when you need. So you've been gateway, and Kenya was not a gateway. It was a destination to receive visitors. And look at what a country Kenya, that we had independence 6 years before they even attempted independence. Shebebia what the threshold no do. Shebebia Ethiopia do. Shebebia Tunisia wadu. Shebebia Algeria wo. Na shebebia Morocco wo. Still allow the preaching the gateway politics. Gateway politics only gives you elections. Your fingerprint. Monko.
And a democracy.
Like I've told you, Ebedu, electioneering year. Then started from me, Obeti. I go for Jesus. His mom, Friday, near the Nsika ko. Area safu salat near Bompaye, Ghana Bakupe near Yempesa Besa Liberia, Ubianco Tuaba. You be conscientize your ideas, ideology, psychology, physiology. Them everything put it together. Until you warm your up. Only the political versions of life, not the financial versions of life. Not the practical versions of governance. And we don't here will be. Who come ministry be a what? When they say election year nature, SM come constituency nonsense. Who call constituency or start to say MPB on que ye bia this year or beko a ye bia. Come and cry, excuse me, what do you do? Because bad policies, governance, administration, bad political policies, it gives a wrong nation. But good governance and political policies, it propels a nation. And on the young say, yeah, dear, Abrofonica say Ghana the beacon of good democracy, Ghana the beacon of beggars. And on the nama IMF all blackmailing. Because one man, Ebedruwa, European Union, Wama Ghana, 30 million euros.
Acquire elections.
America didn't diabeka the Babeka home. Now, ya two ya boise, ya me a traditional leaders be. Ahemfo, akomfo, asofo, imams, obianyi binko, nanko preachy, mobia kontokwa, ekrono yempe basa. But I have said time and timeless, say there is no country in the world, a country in Africa, ultimately enhancing the cross-tribal marriage, one enhancing the cross-religious tolerance, and to country peace. And Ghana doesn't lack anything cause your security challenges. No. Cybercrime is the least.
So your focus as a nation, politics.
Politics.
How to
they
govern
don't
the nation.
care anything because we've used politics, something, a subtopic we am so raising about police, to weaken our police and even our public and civil institutions, all in the good name of politics. Because ya make us say Obi Bane was Martinez the next day or say road heads must roll. Your friends say shake up in police, shake up in military, shake up in this, shake up in this. It's all nonsense because Obi a police officer. Now no you're civil and public servant and no serve or mine and no one baby in a juma. Who by your president now will be a minister. Because your constituency no your game no am boantin oba and as our commander we must leave this district. It is what politics. How can you grow a nation like that and the nation will function well into your life?
It's not done.
It is not done in any part of the world, including even countries in Congo dictatorship. Look, Rwanda or opposition, we knew opposition. But why do we always make references to Rwanda? Paul Kagame, only opposition, Kote party mienche. And then it is not only him. All the leaders, countries now, Omunyesika, Omusho Omumino, it didn't take one person, it didn't take their friend and say, sir, for 4 years. Why? Merkel, and Middle Europe, Germany.
Angela Merkel.
Yes, a lady, I know 38 years. How about German politics? German politics, no, a DDR from Dresden, Eastern Germany, and Oba West, a Biebom 1990. Or the no party, the Awakening Party, or no one member. And a Helmut Kohl, the German almighty Helmut Kohl, CDU Bundeskanzler, Prime Minister, or Fano, a man, Ministry of Women Affairs at that time, who created the man. Kohl, a free power, no. Now make a party head, or pay party head, only to corruption action against Helmut Kohl. One a killing of
Nipa now, then about politics.
May say Angela Merkel and a map Kohl, Nidinra or German politics. Or no, then buy. There is what? A country. She was speaking about the country. Or how many years? The longest serving German Bundeskanzler. 20 years, European history. 20 years. Obani Bediye. Are we talking about democracy here? Are we saying, say, German, we need democracy? Oba Beye Bundeskanzler for 20 years. And what is the beef? It's not about the Obe ruling me. It's not about how long Obe stay in power. It is how best. I obey to me the money country and what on Ghana, massa, your citizen nejo. A crowd with demonstration. No be water cannon. Sometimes police water cannon institution kwaya na jo. Otu ya free from you Johnny. But you Johnny. That's the only damn who speed. Who Johnny? Captain Johnny. Listen, we are just that type of no. Ghanaians are not violent and we are not aggressive people. What I say? Let Ghanaians enjoy. Ma womu die so mupe. Hwe wo taxes so, hwe an economy, na ma na hoto. Country obi timi pe Japan. Wose me dia base middle of the road. Aha na meton ya de. Na Ghana obi ahwe no. Can you do that in Kenya? Can you do that in Côte d'Ivoire? Wako, Côte d'Ivoire. Ya cheka eba plateau. Ka ekokukudi. De plateau. Any other places. Yene what trotro uwo baby abeko. And what taxes who baby abeko, and it's almost everywhere like that. But I had there, obi the trotro and the tire too. Not training corner bako dasro. No the Ura ministries. Country a convoy, presidential convoy ba trotro driver to me Jan and no park. We are almost free on Cordon. A benkwana mobo and no a free. Oh God of mercy. So this is a sweet country. Ghanaians are very calm and very sweet citizens. And Debian, I say, your governance, I am maybe be everything in this country. And your politics. Everywhere, you do be we and ne. Oko ministry ho, Shadiana ministers in here. Within ko honano, within a day no, utiminya gossips. And will be chess away no, or MPP ni, way around this ni. Adechinya transfer this, transfer that. It was a sideline on your changing the table. Near tuna to HD, and these are the people because one who experience a human lawyer. Until we don't.
So
need
politics is what is destroying us.
We don't have any single problem as a country. Politics, and whenever you are practicing politics, you are practicing indiscipline, because the political decision wants you to remain in power. Therefore, why would defeat the purpose of your own governance, the purpose of your own laws? The purpose. What you mean can because Kromha, Accra. What do I say? Abaye, yesu bi ansesa ne niema. Na se wo ye mayor na akopam wo mu. Na se sa dia na election wo ye mistake no ma woni a. Because market woman na nkasa nye ho no to aba. Ono to aba e wo odododi odo anaso to aba e wo your friend the danceman. E no to ade wa akra ni vote kura ni ho. But ono the indiscipline akotra market. Na bra ekuru ben e na bitime hu that indiscipline e koso. If not in the name of politics. And we use school politics, and we use school your lectures, politics, your every part of any Ghanaian life, including media houses, AMPP, media homes. Yeni comforting us here, ultimate share radio stations of the state. Pro-government. And we have to. In the finance ministry, in conclusion on that subject, and they say, they have no beef. On finance, no onye finance wajuma. On finance, no making sure say at least Ghana for benya ejuma. Nemo Ghana benya ejuma is the betterment and how the economy no ekoso. Without the economy na ejuma no, without the scanner bus system no, what does that? How does a Ghanaian live? And to suggest say uko pass billa and a Ghana, your life wire, and I say your heart, and your friends, your spinal cord bibunu. I think it's a complete needless exercise. And I believe, sir, what they are using to blackmail the president, he must also sit up and ask himself, say, the majority in the party members, and then when in the parliament, omentima aveti, now be do this kind of a stage. I think on that subject, that is where I will conclude it.
Yane our have Farouk, our international diplomatic consultant, and a komo on the state of Ghana and what we can do right. But make out be at all. Easy paint, and one here waterproof. Soro no yes ya. Easy paint no na the first one. Leaky kure bejai. What na ne ho wa ekura no a ebejai. Na Goyo modern auto gas station. Medical catcham say Goyo tie. Petroleum Companies of the Year, Goyo, and the award Ebremo. Goyo has opened a year ultra modern liquefied petroleum a year auto gas service stations. And no, Ibiwa Bema Camp, Goyo Shell Filling Station, Kweshi, Pedu Junction, is it Pedu? Abura Pedu Junction, in Pensen, Goyo a service station, Takradi, and ne Kentin Krono, Kumasi, Munina Munko, a year Goyo auto gas filling station. And the more pesi ye bia 7 mobiano e biwo e Goyo. Adams Properties and sa se no mansion no aye ye. And sa se mansion no aye ye mframe wunya sa se mansion mframe. If se mechira Adams Properties e won ko ho. Je wo mo na ma na frɛ na ekoto asase ho dwo. 0247 43 41 Adams Properties ko ne kutubi. I Wahab Farouk yamra na yene no entwetwe nkomo. 1 2 3 1 2 3 Wahab, very quick one. What can be done? What is the way forward for us as a nation?
It looks very bleak as a nation.
Yanko baby,
it looks very bleak. I'm afraid for Ghana.
We'll keep going around in circles, sir.
Because the point is that country must move from stage to stage, generation to generation. Yeah, because in your old political class, Rollins time after the Rollins school in 79 leading to 31st December, you be facing out most of their old political class, and you lead it to a certain military regime for a longer period of 11 years. But time His Excellency the late President Rollins na nkwasa eba into civilian government and also reinstate the same versions that we were against.
Nkokurafo na obabi tu wo mo no.
Osa reinstate.
Ono anse ba civilian government was akosisa sa nkokurafo ni nyina.
Osa reinstate and no empower them. Fine. Leading to that, you can talk say no person protecting the government because on a lot of turbulences. The turbulences is that no person face out in the military for no year and the Rollins cleverly, intelligently, and make sure we break all the Ghana military. Any power or any groupings are on Betimabeku after our survival 23 coup d'etats. And intelligently break Ghana.
Rollins survived 23
coup d'etats. The last one was the Achana at the Okoye Kumasi Diana Komugo Kumasi City Hotel. Okay, that was the last one. And our survival Achana Diano and you the early stages there. Or survival 23 coup d'etats, and he was very smart. So he said,
we need to break the military,
and we'll break it down. The military. How did he break it down? We'll make sure, sir, all the military barracks in the country, any land and never one office so you have forbid Makotinemuno. Rollins started say, or the land sitting around the barracks in the families. And now President Kofosu buy peacefully and also try the same version say, baby this is a child. Na ho nyina anti so jani bia pese plan ko nya ba bi kohye na President Kofosu de ma mti ukọ Ghana army barracks so yes normally civilians in the same ba bia obodin sa be ma camp ukọ goil ho private houses wo ho nti so jani bia no betima kohye ba bia yiku, which was a fine thing, which was fine say will reduce the tempo of the appetite of Ghanaian army to stage a coup. In another day, I can tell you in confidence, we don't have that. We go into me training ko yoku. You have to be in the bush or on the desert, and you don't have any place to hide. In Ghana is safe for her. And to Rollins, and will bring in new politicians. Some of them were young, some of them were old parties, and we'll put them together. And almost started to almost stimulate politics in 1992, 1996, leading to 2000. Nekesi Yabenya politicians almost go through the military government of Rollins 11 years, and Wabe Rollins 8 years into 20 years of experience. Omabe political persons. Womabe politics. They are from cadres. They were cadres and Womabe politician. Into the size of the two, when the military side and when a friend is saying civilian side, what are we seeing? One would have expected the next uncle for and now say that time, that era, no, and Kumasi changing Yama. We didn't see transferring power. See, they made the youth, and of course, the matured youth of Ghana. Youth, only very matured. Any youth will come up. Oman fa power na mom, and the youth no kakran so mbe wura no. Su kra de nyansa na dom trim no, enam computer age and internet age no. Su sua bone no bi.
Sua playbook no mo ye ne more.
And ye ne more. Into where I say, we blame we say no, they have still not answered the question. Say na me ye youth activist, and na me DNDC, and na me 28 years na me enter politics. Man ye jumada. How did it turn around within a couple of matter of within the 2 years? Our government team, Utimisi die Obinisi channel. How did they gain and acquired all their properties until they become politicians? Until when we are in opposition, I become we opposition fairly at Tamils. Namifani Crency, Utim the youth will run elections, politics. How well and an youth in the President Kofodia one for youth in the of a very few and in their 40s. Oma Kenya na old people and no ye. Name mom leading to that. Obiti is President Akufo-Addo, I can say. So on President Mahama. So President Mills, President Mama, President Akufo-Addo. The youth your politics.
Uncle be expected senka youth
so
to neighbor.
One would have expected the different narrations.
Say
and the narratives. Youth. But you see, so many adult youth are meaning say the political class in Yamana but the 12 one be sika years animal also the oyen the more and at the brain said the vibrancy is there because they are young and they are holding no
because for the back training for
the back chain copim so obekwa wie enti ama ye bra because we are not seeing the dynamics say changes be baba from the Ghanaian youth in the political settings changing the face. Enti ubabu sounds there. If we have 18 years to 38 or 18 to 38, onunu about 53 to 54% of the Ghana total population. There is the vacuum. There is a bracket na omyede omtuaba. I'm yet to see Abrewa when you're 80 years old politician BH. Our campaign. I'm yet to see Abrewa Akokra or 75 years or Kobo Biasu because of support. All this nonsense are deep politicians. All this nonsense are deep MPs near the Adinechino. These are the youth. And yes, and we turn around. So we are university. Now we near Jumanye. Where we are polytechnic HND. We near Jumanye. Have you forgotten how damaging you are damaging your own self? Because when they are with those leaders, any the youth no so mabera politics more big, they have not positioned themselves. Also be changing the old system. They are not prepared. And the country no means and can transfer of power a tilted balance to the youth. The youth feels it out. Anything I'm going to say a bleak because now obia pese onyane they selfishly because that is the way it is. So we need the youth, so now youth or parliament, yes, and I'm referring to youth, even up to 45-year bracket. Baby, how far do you listen? Omo kasa fifa, send yana uti omo.
More how?
Tiomo proposals, show me difference. They still strongly stand on the floor of parliament and defend their party, defend the credentials of the party. They do not preach anything about unemployment. Sure, see etimanya ubi amane the bill. The abeto says Sabi we say no LTG anti LTG Q plus a billa. A better nya bill from the same youthful, vibrant politicians or parliament. Say, we have to make sure, say we will never again borrow. And the answer bill. Have we heard that?
But how will we survive, Yambora?
Now, listen. There's no country in this world that doesn't borrow, including the United States of America, including China. China go boruska. Saudi, Nisika from 1946, but no name account ano. But also boruska, IMF in the World Bank. Country be a borrow, but you borrow with a reasonable conscience. And say, this is the youth that also sits in parliament. Yet timid jubilate over loan acquisition. Over loan. Da ben na youth to be a boycott or Ghanaian parliament say loan na ye gine doson na affect or no be affecting nuana or no ba wa wono enti yen sign. Does it happen like that? Adentina about taxes, and then I'm coming on. Say one should not happen there. MPP NDC why are there for LGBTQ plus? No, that is not what we need. We're looking at. And yeah, no, the bill of the biller as a Ghana yadifye. There are more things that you're supposed to do. What are some of them? Yen touch base something that borders on the economy. Idea by say touch it down. Unemployment facing the Ghanaian youth as students, graduates. Yen any bill. So obisu the proposal no be design bill say no. Yen prima way any national service o ma bisu the national service personnel. O wie na de na kwa no ministry is able even to take 1 single or 5 single Ghanaian national service personnel after we yetimanya bill bisa ye makwa ma unus enyusu Ghanaian students national service no we are mapam wo nyina entinka ministry by ministry, department by department, any your friend is agency by agency of state ko bia fa national service personnel for nibia and ka country na be the youth for nsem because ukoye national service everyone no apie no akoye no apie all people need that at so and no mgusu no reverse years and no mgusu no change birth set mgusu no team age so now the national service in room in and out. How would the country move with the youth? So there's no emphasis because youth in Kwanya didn't become national service in a public department and I say a government sector bia Kwanya do akoshe fire room. You don't come anything close to administration. You don't come anything close to them. You don't learn anything.
I can best what take over from them.
Nothing. They don't want you to know anything that has to do with what they become very useful. Now country we need a juma. Now we chief directors. It'll be what keep or reversing the age. Onya 65 mandatory and 62 na. No asa mano. Your friend is saying contract. Abrawa master degree holder. PhD at the age of 32, 33.
More pay you mind.
No tiwa wa vibrant or share other economies or reading yama or betima introduce you. Tell me the whole country Ghana, any chief director or what at the age of 40. Ebini ha. Yeni bi 65, 60. No atin age no so dia best. Wakwa 10 years still our 60 years. Obewu at the 62, Obon's obituary notice about 75. Self run any quasi adema family kusi. Because a criminal offense.
Bekwe signal me say ye breno yeti. A criminal offense it.
A criminal offense. That body must not be given to the family. We work we 60 years and at the pension. Oh, that be pension normally. Or pension after 2 years.
2 years in Wakodi.
No akwa Adiachi anani obituary notice 80. The grandchildren are 35. Oh, yes. Hey, Ekro will say, may we have a president, may did 30 years. I'm sorry. Because I'll be able to do what Ghanaians wants to do. Because this is the only country, national center in any other country in the world. So where our problem? Where is it? Where is it, Afrifa? Yes.
I don't know why, and they say you should have been put for 2 hours. You are just... Uncle, for question, why are you not into politics?
I'm not into politics because the political surface, anyhow things, maybe, let me say, I'm too fair. Because me to me, who say me name drive, nam who say a crabby, ejina kwan, it breaks my heart. That is what my little money I spent on the roadside. Me who mami bi ne nsuo bono no otonade every family here be kura meto. That breaks my heart. But I don't think say be anam kura politics ma me heartless. Anything I'm not involved. However, mete politics ase, mete governance ase, mete administration ase, mete security ase, mete diplomacy ase. I could be maybe a good politician, but the people and the system now be may change your nature, and of that reason, no, may say.
So all this knowledge, what about
the countries that needs me, I think I share. And
you work for other countries.
A lot of them.
I know, sir. Country and African country.
Oh yeah.
You were working with
South Sudan.
No, is it Sao Tome and Principe?
Sao Tome and Principe, they said the beer, and I will come Burkina for no material from Ecuador. African countries will be.
So you are advising most of these.
We do. If you check my background, the past strategic solutions, the consortium in America. I'm a senior advisor on that consortium, and we advise even the U.S. government on a lot of policies, Afghanistan, Turkey, and others.
But your country Ghana,
because mini party.
Uni MPP.
Mini MPP card.
Nani NDC card.
And I mean, you imagine say me share party B T-shirt that because me a purely halal.
Halal nere.
I mean Islamic halal. I mean take any sides.
Tiene side ye man ye juma.
Mean ye because you don't. Yes, and just say been try. One of the presidents been try say bia they would have given you something, but then my response was that if you give me a post and somebody at the complimentary card. Ebe change my way of thinking. Say, by sign said the bearer is for your attention. Thank you. Okay. Why when you say corruption? At the end of the arbitration, God say or change your destiny. Why you obey too? And you me join our system. Not the next day. No, abeba me record. Abeba me CV. Say he was once with this and that agency and expelled because it will affect me because we were NDAs around the world with a lot of countries and a lot of international bodies. Intimate confirm in San Koka.
Minim so was council pa.
There be aneka. Aneka. Obianu wa uniska uyase. Usu minimum bank account.
Now audio will be say me and papa no.
Now the FIFA.
So you make all these monies from a consultancy around the world.
Because say if you call it sometimes it's consultancy, diplomacy especially. Some of them are pro bono, a free of charge, helpless. Your friend is saying selfless. But the more you do that, you have what is called recommendations, and that makes you more certified. So to be near, we can rely on. How can I sit here and maybe a country like the Pacific nations in the Vanuatu and then the Fiji and others say, okay, I'm able to represent them on the ACP, advise them on the ACP, African, Caribbean, Pacific. I'm able to advise Vanuatu on European Union. But I'm a Ghanaian. Minko baby, a chrome hayana meti. What do I say? But Obia no any road at the chair was to me road.
I think at some point, the youth must force you to do something.
As in what?
No. You are going waste, and we cannot allow that.
Do you think I'm going waste?
Oh yes. For our nation with the brains you have, we cannot allow you. Either say you could be near do a busy.
Oh no, Bacho.
Yes. We will need to have a conversation.
We didn't tackle a question.
The police.
This I want us to have a date. Look up for a date. I think, sir.
When are you free this week?
I'll communicate on the background because the police in this country, out of politics.
Now every week be a mami one day.
Nyame man into ye. Nyame no to me.
Better so bye.
Thanks for having me. Bye.
This man.